Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gray Men Prepping. It's time for Tactical Tuesday, and tonight's topic is back to basic prepping. And hang on a minute. There we go. Had to get the extra light on the green screen here. So let's see who all's in here. Make sure I caught everybody. Oh, no, we got more people coming in, so I got to go up here and do it. All right, so first one in was Crew 1351, then Moon Over Miami, followed by Geeky Gardens, then Daniel Berry Sports Highlight, CR, Creative Redundancy, Little Lone Prepper, Diana. Everybody saying hi. All righty. Okay. So, hang on a second here. Why is all of a sudden that interesting? There we go. So, for those that don't remember, I got the YouTube version up here. I got StreamYard in front of me, and the YouTube version was about 2 minutes behind. And good truth, goodness, beauty is in the house as well. Alrighty, so tonight's topic being back to basic prepping. It's something that everybody needs to revisit. I don't care if you've been doing it for 40 years. Well, wait a minute, how long have I been doing it? I've been doing it since 1971, so you do the math. So every now and then you got to go back to the basics and check out your basics and making sure you're keeping up on things as far as items and knowledge. Interesting things is when back, I think it was, it was 69. We were living in Tahunga, California, down in Southern California there. And the fire department was having a fire safety day on a Saturday. So we went all over there. And one of the things they were teaching there was, excuse me, for in the kitchen, back then everybody had, was baking bread and all sorts of stuff. So they had an assortment of cans out there. They had the metal can for coffee, for yeast, and for several things. It was the same size can, just different paint job on it and everything else. And what they said to do is, you save the lid from one you're throwing out. You get another one, save the lid from it once it's all done. On the bottom end of it, or the bottom end that's not been cut open, you go take a nail and hammer and punch a bunch of holes in it. And you put one of the lids on it, and then you fill it full of baking soda, and you put a lid on the other end. And if you got a small fire on the stove, you take off the one off the bottom, you start shaking it on it to extinguish it. And if it's a bad grease fire type one, then you take the lid off the top and you just start going sideways on it, you just douse the area. That's no longer taught because those that should have been totally removed from the gene pool, according to Darwin, I've been given a special Darwin Award for it, took it, peeled it off, and didn't sprinkle on it. They took it and poof. And so it came out of there one shot like a cannon shot, hit that grease and whoosh. Some people just can't think. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. Temperature's gone up since I started the countdown. We're up to 84 in here, 81 in both of the extra bedrooms, and 81 in the laundry room. Yeah, it's a hot day up here. Time for me to put the sprinklers back on the roof and keep the roof a little damp. And when the water comes off, it goes out into the yard, onto the lawn. All righty. So things change. What was gospel back then is not gospel now. There are several things that are gospel now and back then and will be in the future. And we're going to start out with those here. Let me get get this back up here. Boom, there we go. Oh, the reason I use this is all Boy Scout stuff. Where's the best place to learn the basics of prepping? The Boy Scouts. To get your Scout Merit Badge, you got to learn how to do proper safety handling of a knife, how to start a fire. Then you learn, and tenderfoot, you learn first aid. Then you start earning other merit badges for emergency preparedness, wilderness survival, life-saving, swimming. Yeah, the whole kit and caboodle, you start learning it. And guess what? As adults, you don't have to go to Scouts. You can download what's called the pamphlet. It's a little booklet, and it has it has everything in it you need to know about it. And there's only 100 and some odd merit badges, but I would probably say about 50 of them are, not maybe 40 of them are safety related and can be directly tied into preparedness. So let's get on to the real first slide here. Rules of 3. Now there's some contention on it, and some people try to add to it. Note there are only 3 rules of 3. Period. The end. Forget anyone who starts adding stuff on isn't following the basic of the rules. And we'll go over it. So, first one, 3 minutes without air, the average person dies. Okay, everything's laid out there. How many? Time unit, what they're without, average person dies. All right, now as far as the prep, what can you do about that? Well, unless you're going to try to store up a whole bunch of oxygen tanks and scuba tanks and stuff like that, the best you can do along this line is keep the air that you're breathing contamination free. Air filters, dust masks, gas masks, sensory equipment to say if you got a gas leak, carbon monoxide building up in the house, stuff like that. So there's really not that much. There's a bunch of things, little things you can do, but it's not a ton of stuff to deal with air. 3 days without water, the average person dies. Once again, you got the number, the time frame, what it is, and average person dies. 3 weeks without food, the average person dies. This has been around since the 60s, at least that I've been able to track down. And, the one thing people try to do, 3 hours without shelter, the average person dies. I'm going to offend people with this one. Bullshit. I've been out in a snowstorm on a horse doing search and rescue for friggin' 16 hours. I'm still here. I've gone to the beach out where it's 120 degrees, not quite, 113 degrees, down in Southern California on the beaches for 8 hours. I'm still here. So are all the thousands of other people on the beach. So 3 hours without shelter, the average person, or a person dies. They don't say average on it. They say 3 hours without shelter, a person dies, is pure 100% unadulterated bullshit. All right. How many of you have been outside without shelter for more than 3 hours? Okay. Oh, then someone go, it's got to be in adverse weather conditions. No, that's not part of the rule. You're saying you said 3 hours without shelter, a person dies. No. So, this is there are 3 rules of 3. Anyone who tries tacking on a 4th or 5th rule, tacks on a 4th or 5th rule, is lying to you. Exactly. Oh, and the other thing about cold weather and stuff, anyone that knows what a snow bunny is? The girls that go up to the ski resorts and go skiing in just a bikini? They don't even have the shelter of clothing on. And they're up there skiing for most of the day. All right, let's move on. I hope everybody got this figured out. So, 3 minutes without air, average person dies. 3 days without water, the average person dies. One of the reasons that is, one of the main things your brain needs to function is water. You start getting dehydrated, you start hallucinating, you start losing coherency, and boom. Hang on a second here. You check something. Oh, yeah. Funny. See, I'll let that one slide. And 3 weeks without food, the average person dies. Yeah, some people can go on a little bit longer. Some die sooner. So, yeah, exactly. Especially in the summertime or any other time where water is being zapped from you, especially if you're active, you know, trying to, working hard. So you get your body to shut down in a day if you're out there working hard and you're not drinking and hydrating. Why do you think I got my half gallon of water here? Uh, all right, so let's go on to some other items here, and we're just going to tie into this here. Your supplies, your supplies of water, your supplies of food. If you're just starting out, make sure you have 1 week worth of food for food and water for everyone in your group slash family slash household. So 1 week's worth of food and water. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. On the water part is, if you're in an apartment, 1 week's worth of water, the water you're going to be storing is 1 gallon of water per day per person. That's going to get, if you do your water and you go do, okay, all right, a half gallon of water, that gives me a half gallon for, for cooking, cooking the noodles in or something like that. But the rule of thumb is 1 gallon per day per person. Wintertime, you may not use as much. Then again, you may be using a lot because if you're in like where CR is or where I am, where you're getting temperatures below freezing, all the moisture is gone out of the air. So every time you take a breath, you're exhaling moisture, which you need to replace. So yeah, everyone thinks, oh, wintertime, I'm not sweating, uh, I'm not exercising a lot. I'm feeding the wood fireplace or doing whatever. I'm puttering around the house because I can't go out. It's snowing out there except to go to work. So on Saturday and Sunday, I'm not out golfing. I'm not out mowing the lawn. I'm taking it easy. But if your humidity in your house is down, you're going to need more water to keep yourself fit. 1 week's worth of food. Everybody should have that in their cupboards right now. Come on. There we go. Your next step is to take it up to 2 weeks worth of water and food. And so here's where it starts getting a little hard if you're in an apartment. Space and weight of the water trying to store it. That's where having filtration systems in hand where, oh crud, I'm getting low on water. I need to go fill up again. So I got to go down to the creek and I got to pump water out of the creek into my containers, but I got to have a filter so I can filter it first. So I got, clean water to bring back to the apartment. And then you may want to boil the water anyways to make sure you kill off any pathogens and stuff in it like that. Hang on here. I would be in full if I only had a week's worth of food. Exactly. I went almost a month without going to the store. This last month, Sunday I went and stocked up because I had to make sure I had plenty of food for the grandkids. But you know, I started working. I've been cleaning out the older meals and stuff in the freezer, the frozen meat and stuff. I'm cycling through it and was cooking it out. And I was just cleaning it down to make sure I knew what was in the freezer. And all of a sudden I knew it's been a month. Might be using water to keep cool or warm with. Exactly. And Kaylin's in the house. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, and that you're going to need a little extra to clean the dishes and stuff with and everything. All right. And Sierra says, yeah, pre-filter if possible. So if you're going to go down to the creek and you're going to pull out water, take a 5-gallon bucket with you and some T-shirts, and you scoop out some water and you pour it through the T-shirt to get the big stuff out so it doesn't clog up your filters instantly. And you can double or triple your T-shirt material across the top, and you just clean that first, and then you put your water filter in that and start pumping it out of the 5-gallon bucket, which is now full of semi-clean water or large chunks missing water, and then you pump it through that and you fill up your container that you're using to store water in. All right, next one here. All right, so yeah, once you have 2 weeks, then you work on your next stage, which is a month's worth. Now, I know I've talked about it, and I forgot to bring it up here. Dang it. I've put it out several times. The blank calendar, an Excel spreadsheet has a blank calendar on it for 30 days and has one that's partially filled out that I filled out as a starting point to show people how to fill it out, where you make a meal calendar for a month. And that you use that to make sure you have a month's worth of food to do your meal calendar. 2 months worth of food. That's the next goal. Now, I also tell people, all right, you made a 30-day calendar. Use a separate tab to make a different 30-day calendar. So you're rotating stuff up so you don't get food fatigue. Oh, hang on. I got to save this. Or not save, share it. All righty. So you want to expand your menu for 2 months and make sure you have enough of it. And then you want to expand what you have and work on it. And the next goal after you have 2 months worth is 6 months, but you don't have to do it all in one shot. You can say, all right, next month I'm going to add, or then in the next 2 months I'm going to add another month, and the 2 months after that I'm going to add another month, and so you're building up. You do not go bankrupt on this. After you have 2 months, or even after 1 month, you can start taking your time a little bit and buying sale items, getting all the items that are on sale. So you save money so you can get more. Get your money's worth. And then you get up to a year's worth. Now, for helping with this, I'm going to see how many people in the side chat can answer this question. What's 2 ways? Well, yeah, 2 ways of getting to this, building your supply. One takes a little work, and it's a lot cheaper. The other one is getting bulk items on sale, and it gets your stuff cheaper. Gotta see if you can figure out what I'm talking about. Of course, if you were on Camp Patton Family Compound last night, you know what I'm talking about. Give everybody a chance to scratch your head and think, what's he talking about? What's he talking about? Talking about two separate things here. All right, truth, goodness, and beauty. Yes, canning is one of them. What's the other one? Which is actually kind of fun and really boosts your ego when you get out there, and it's actually calming to the spirit, and it, you know, it just makes you feel good. It can make you frustrated sometimes, but it can make you feel really good. You can do it indoors or outdoors, but most people do it outdoors. Although some people do it indoors during the wintertime. All right, there's the second one. So we got canning and gardening. So yeah, you get the grow your own. Yeah. So once you start a garden, you start harvesting stuff. You can start. All right, I got I got 12 pumpkins here. Time to start canning pumpkin. Oh, I got a bunch of beans here. Time to start canning beans. Oh, oh, wait a minute. I got such a huge garden. I decided to get a couple rabbits and some chickens. Oh, now I can send the rabbits and chickens to freezer camp or canning camp. Yeah, get together with several other people. You bulk buy certain things. You're like I don't want to like prime example. I don't want a whole cow. I'll take a quarter cow. You get three other families go in, and you each get a quarter cow. The price you're paying is less than you're getting it even at Costco or Sam's Club, and you're buying from a local farmer, and he's doing his beef grass fed from start to finish. There's no grain going in there. Corn and stuff contaminated with glyphosate. And so, you're getting cleaner, healthier beef. All right. Do I got another one on this? No, that was it. All right. So I just threw some stuff together on that. Yeah, it was I got the grandkids. I don't know if you can hear them in the background. They're in there playing with the Duplos and Legos and, arguing with each other what they're going to build. But I got them for the week, except when they're at school. So there are ways, you can expand your food supply more inexpensively by going together with others and buying something where you get a big price break for getting a certain amount, and everyone breaks it up. Yep. Kaylin says, yeah. So there are ways to expand your food supply at a cheaper cost. My mom, we had a garden. In the 60s, we had a huge garden. So we had 1.25 acres. And so we've always had a garden, always been raising food, always been canning stuff, especially when we had the blackberry, on the Martinez property with all the blackberry bushes there. We'd spent several weekends canning blackberry jam. Yeah. The full thing is store what you eat what you store. Don't store stuff you don't eat. Oh, it's on super sale. Do you eat it? No, that's why it's on super sale, because nobody else eats it too. So only buy or grow what you actually eat, unless you have animals that will eat that. Chickens, rabbits, goats, cows. I tell you, cows love patty pan squash. They'll eat themselves sick if they have enough out there. They'll go, it's like candy to them. Yeah. So going back to your basic stuff, your basics, food, water, food, medicine, clothing. All right. And of course, I'm not ending it right now. I'm just going through it. Add a new skill every month. Learn to do something else. Learn basic first aid. Learn advanced first aid. Learn CPR. Learn infant CPR. Learn how to use an AED, an automated electric defibrillator. There's a lot of simple things you can learn. For those that don't do it, learn how to can. We talk about this. That's what the topic is Monday nights, canning and food storage over on Camp Patton Family Compound. That's what we talk about over there with Tammy, Rebel Canners, and Mark from Chef Tech. So we talk about food preservation and stuff. Whether it's canning, freeze drying, dehydrating, pickling, salting meat and stuff, dehydrating, making jerky, using the dehydrator. We talk about it all over there. And if you don't know how to do it, that's a skill to learn. And there are probably groups out there that'll be more than happy to have you come over and teach you how to do stuff. I tried those food rations before, kind of dry though. Hey, CR, have you been watching Kaylin's Sunday nights? Some of those look pretty soggy to me. Some of those if you're talking about MREs or the dry ones, like the SOS bars or the emergent essential bars and stuff like that, where it's this bar here has 2,000 calories. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Let me soak it in some hot water here first. Let me take this bar and turn it into a hot cereal. Oh, you mean the bars? Yeah. I mean, sometimes the bars, that's what you got to do. You just got to get a little hot water going, just put it in there and just let it turn to hot cereal. Speaking of which, that's some other stuff you can add to there. If you will eat it, but you generally don't eat it in general because, hey, that's what I ate as a kid. I'm not into eating oatmeal or cream of wheat or malto meal. I will eat it, but I'm not into it. There's some emergency rations for you. Wait a minute. If you have that and you have kids or just got married or whatever, find out if that person has had it before. Well, we're going to try something new. We're going to try malto meal from when I was a kid. Of course, the bad thing is you may wind up creating a malto meal addict. They still have Yep. All right. And the reason why I chose this background, because that's what most of my books do is they teach. Starting with the Against the Wind and Scout and the Ninja Scout is Trustworthy and Hunker Down and Blood Moon Falling. they teach stuff you need to be doing right off the bat in a fun story. Of course, I have a few of my friends that say, Scouting the Ninja is not a fun story. It's a friggin' romance, you idiot. Oh, a real man knows how to cry. All right, so so you work on getting your basic supplies. Get to learning basic first aid and medical response training in. When was the last time you guys got CPR certified? Yeah. Yeah, I wrote one. I was up to like 600 pages, and I was going back constantly because I was just kind of writing it casually. And over the years, things changed. Like like I started in the beginning there with the metal can with the baking soda in it, fire extinguisher thing. Stuff like that changed because just things change as new innovations come out. Idiots get out there not knowing how to do stuff, and so I'd be writing stuff. It's like, okay, idiots are getting in trouble. I had to write to the lowest common denominator. And I go, yeah, there's going to be some idiot that's not going to follow this, and they're going to blame me. So, I finally just gave up on doing a actual preparedness teaching book, because things were changing over time. And for a while there in the 80s and 90s, things were changing a lot in the preparedness field. And Howie's in the house. Yeah. Yep, that's for gardening. Yeah, that's a good skill to learn. And there's a lot of things to do and learn in gardening. Howie at Food Forest Permaculture here teaches a lot. Ron Netzel, the Green Wizard, teaches a lot of basic stuff on soil building. Yeah. Howie does a lot of the hugelkultur and some other stuff. CR does a lot of chop and drop. Ron Netzel really enforces getting away from chemicals and stuff like that to get your garden and lawn growing again. Hang on a minute. I feel the cough's coming on here bad, so let me take a cough drop. Can you guys hear the boys in the background? Sounds like they moved down to the bedroom down here instead of staying in the living room at the other end of the house where the TV and the Duplos and stuff are. And that's Oliver yelling. All right. Let's see what else here. Basics. Oh, and if you're really looking for stuff, hang on a second. Let me bring it up over here on the side screen. Get that down. And get this up. Hang on. See if I can find it here. Find the home page. It's easier because it's on the home page. Okay, so on the Gray Man Prepping homepage, there we go. Oh, it's showing the live stream tonight. Go down here, Prepping for Beginner series. Your Prep for Today playlist. Prepping in Private series. All right, those three right there on the home page. So, yeah. So those are the, prepping for beginners. Why should I prepare? Is it too late to start? Planning for emergencies, part A, B, and C. SMART goals. Setting up a budget. Water is number one. There's over 600 of the Your Prep for today going through. Prepping in private, where to hide food, money, etc. Prepping in private number two. What is prepping in private? OPSEC, operational security. I did a book review in here on that was about prepping in private. A review of the book. Hiding in plain sight. No purchase footprint. Gardening, landscaping, and limit your. Oh, I'm going to be going on vacation. Yeah, and you post that, and the week before, you look at all the cool stuff I got here in my house now. Yeah. Okay. And just going back and checking the side chat here. Okay. So in your getting back to basics, you want to get back to the basics on stuff, and this includes for prepping. And I've done on both Camp Patton and on Gray Man prepping, exercising. I've done did it through the years doing videos of me exercising in there in the living room, and yeah, it's hard to keep it up. It's also more hard when the treadmill breaks and the grandkids were using it at the wrong speed all the time. I didn't know they were in there. When they had a good run. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. But they were going like, barely going, and they're just kind of walking around there. It's like, anyways, yeah. So I got to get a new treadmill. But there are things you can do to exercise. Every day. Oh, I don't want to spend 2 hours exercising. Well, don't spend 2 hours exercising. Spend 15 minutes. And when you can, you expand that to 20 minutes. And then you make it 25. And then you go 30. I mean, you go along at 30, and all of a sudden you realize, oh, wait a minute, I can do 45. That's one of those things that works exponentially. Once you start getting all your muscles working good, you can do more. You can add more quicker. Hang on, here was this. Yeah. And that's one of the videos, that I think I've done it 2 different times, one on each channel, about a prepper library, all the books in it. And I've gone over a lot of the books I have, and they're over on the other side of the room there. I'm not going to go get them all. But there are some really good ones I highly recommend. The medical one from Doc Bones and Nurse Amy. Shoot, I can't remember. It's got a long name on it. What to do when help is not on the way. It's part of the title, and yeah, exactly. Just walking around the neighborhood wearing a backpack. And what's neat about that is you can also add ankle and wrist weights while you're walking. So now you're, not just, working your cardiovascular for time-wise, you're working your leg muscles more and your arm muscles more too. So yeah, you can work on it. There's a lot of good stuff to do. Interesting thing I found out from the Fat Electrician. Actually, it's from his the Fat Electrician channel, and he has the Fat Files. From the Fat Files, he did a deep dive on gym memberships and stuff, and he named names in it. I'm not going to name names here, but one, is big on getting subscriptions, and they've made it kind of complicated to cancel your subscription because people New Year's resolution, I'm going to get a gym membership and I'm going to exercise all the time. And some of the gyms, they have this list of rules you don't notice when you first go in, of stuff you are and are not allowed to do in the gym. And so yeah, so but they make a lot of money selling memberships and hoping that nobody comes. Okay, where is it to do it? Okay, right here, prepping for beginners, number 7, setting up a budget. The one before that is SMART goals, so setting up goals. Basically, setting up your prepping plan and actually planning for emergencies. Part A, B, and C are all part. They're all part of developing your plan on how you're going to do it. And the SMART goals tell you how to set up the goals that actually work, that are actually attainable and relevant and timely. So yeah, we talk. So that talks about it, and that there quite a bit. I've talked about it a couple times on other live streams. And that's when I started out with the PowerPoint. There was get 1 week first of food and water, then 2 weeks, and like CR posted and I reiterated, store what you eat and eat what you store. If you don't eat it, you don't like it, don't store it, don't buy it. But it was a great deal, but no one's going to eat it in your family. Nobody likes it. Don't buy it. Yeah. All right. I think I gave everybody a good starting point here. Any other questions here about stuff? But it's like, so yeah, you want, you're adding to your preps. Yeah, I'll say 3 people. When my parents were alive, we got up to a 5-year supply of food. Our water, we had a well with 2 pumps on it. One pump goes down, we could repair that pump while the other one's pumping, and we had generators to power it. And we were starting to get solar panels then when my dad passed away, and then anyways, but yeah, at one point we were up to 5 years, and my wife and I got most of that when my mom sold the property because she just didn't like being there anymore. And she moved into by herself, she moved into a smaller place. All right, get up here. Yeah, remember, a gallon of water weighs 8.8 pounds per gallon. And you take it from the tap and you store it there, and you fill it all the way up to the top of the bottle, and you crank the lid on tight. All of a sudden, you just see the water level dropping. It's not evaporating. The air that was aerated into the water when you fill the bottle is coming out, and you can wind up with like that much air at the top of a gallon jug that has come out of the water. First thing you need to do is, before you open that bottle up, turn it upside down, shake it upside down several times. If you have grandkids or kids, have them play with it, roll it on the floor, get that air back into the water, because otherwise that water is going to taste flat, which is kind of nasty. But you get air into it, it's like, oh, it's good again. Yeah, that's what helps keep water tasty, is air. Who would imagine? All right, here. So coming on up here, Thursday night is the midnight ride, and I've gotten lots of emails on that with stuff going in there. I now got 18 news-related articles to cover on Thursday. Kaylin's been sending me a bunch, as well as the ones I've been finding. Oh, I got one more to go in here. Hang on. I just received another email. I got to move that one over there. That's going to be an interesting one. There we go. Friday on Camp Patton Family Compound. I'm going to switch this around. Hang on a second here. Because with the grandkids here, I am not getting stuff done outside I want to get done. I'm getting the videos made for it, so I'm going to push that off to 2 weeks. So this Friday is going to be why you need to grow what you eat on Friday. Saturday is on Survival Saturday. After a holy war starts, what are your plans? Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound is making dry mixes, whether it's pancake mix, whether it's soup mixes, cookie mixes. We're going to be talking about mixes you can pre-make, put in a jar, vacuum seal, put in a bag, vacuum seal. Other ways of just having these mixes ready to go to help out for a quick meal. Is network hacking smart devices. What to be aware of. We're going to cover a bunch of information. People have been sending me about articles on things to be leery with when it comes to your smartphone or your smart tablet or even your laptop. If you take it to a Starbucks or any other internet cafe, things to worry about. All right, folks. With that, we're going to wrap it up here now and remind you, stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps. Water, food, medicine, clothing. Learn a new skill every month and get that garden going. All right? Take care, and we'll see you Thursday for the Midnight Ride.